This is KMIR Breaking News.
Good morning to you and welcome to KMIR Today. I'm Gloria Rodriguez. Right now we are following breaking news out of New York City. A doctor has tested positive for the Ebola virus. A 33-year-old doctor who had volunteered in Guinea and returned to the U.S. about a week ago came back with a positive test for Ebola and has been rushed from his apartment to a hospital. All of this news broke just in the last few hours. Now here's what we know about the Dr. Craig Spencer. He wrapped up his work with Doctors Without Borders in Guinea on the 14th. Spencer then traveled to Europe and then arrived back in New York last Friday. He felt tired on Tuesday, went bowling with his girlfriend and other friends on Wednesday, and then felt the need to contact health organizations. Right now we're going to NBC's Chris Pallone live in New York City with the very latest.
That doctor has been back in the United States for a week now after taking care of Ebola patients in the West African country of Guinea. Now, city and local leaders are trying to reassure the public that they are not at risk. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio confirms the Ebola virus has arrived in the nation's most populous city.
Testing confirmed that a patient here in New York City had tested positive for Ebola. The patient is now here in Bellevue Hospital. We want to state at the outset there is no reason for New Yorkers to be alarmed.
That patient is 33-year-old Dr. Craig Spencer. Around noon Thursday, he notified the relief group he worked for, Doctors Without Borders, that he was suffering from fever, nausea, and fatigue. Within minutes, a hazmat team whisked him from his home in Harlem to Bellevue Hospital in Midtown Manhattan.
He had a very orderly removal from his home and with emergency workers who were in full protective gear. He came here and had a very smooth transfer up to the isolation ward.
Dr. Spencer returned to the U.S. last Friday, but had not yet returned to his job as an emergency room physician at Columbia Presbyterian Hospital. The New York Health Department reported Spencer had a 103-degree fever and notified officials as soon as he started feeling sick.
We are aware that he has been in close contact with his fiancée and with two friends.
Spencer went to a Brooklyn bowling alley the night before he got sick. Spencer's fiancée is now in quarantine. Two other friends are being monitored for symptoms. Health experts and city leaders insist no one outside of that group is in danger of contracting the disease.
The more facts you know, the less frightening the situation is.
It's unclear whether Spencer will be moved to one of the hospitals that has successfully treated other U.S. Ebola patients, but New York's mayor and governor say Bellevue Hospital is prepared and equipped to handle Spencer's treatment. And the White House says that President Obama has been briefed on this latest Ebola case. He also spoke with the governor of New York and the mayor of New York City. Meanwhile, the CDC is sending a team to New York to monitor this latest patient. Live in New York, Chris Pallone. Now back to you.
Thank you so much, Chris. We'll stay on top of this story for you. And back here in the desert this morning, we have an update on the two men found dead inside a home in the La Quinta Cove last weekend. They have been identified as 55-year-old Robert Bertrand of La Quinta and 61-year-old Rick